And we're hoping that more people can come in and then we can just get the show on the road. So once again, welcome to Music Business Conference, Securing the Bag. A round of applause, thank you very much. And as we set things going, we're going to start off by, of course, singing the Nigerian national anthem. We're all Nigerians. I know some of us are planning to jackpot, but before that happens, we're still here. We're still here. And I still hope that we remember the national anthem. Do we all remember the national anthem? I hope we have not forgotten. Some of you have made appointments to Canadian Embassy. You will still sing the national anthem today. Are we ready? All right, joining us on stage, we have Idara. I hope I got that right. Please don't kill me. Can you say that again so I say it properly? Idono. Thank you very much. Where are you from? That's such a beautiful name. So Idono is going to sing us the national anthem. I'm going to sing along. Should we stand on our feet for this? I think we should honor Nigeria at least just one time. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. The national anthem. Arise, O compatriots, Nigeria's call obey, to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and might, one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity. O God of creation, direct our noble cause. Guide thou our leaders right, help our youth the truth to know, in love and honesty to grow, and living just and true. Great lofty heights attain, to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign. Let us pray these words. For our country, Nigeria, today. Thank you.
That was so beautiful. You have won more souls for Nigeria. If you are still planning to jackpot, doesn't that make you want to change your mind? What? Wow. So many coconut heads in this beauty today. But it's all good. Once again, you're welcome to the Music Business Conference organized by Makemusic Lagos. And we're going to be talking about music and the business side of it. Before we go any further, I just wanted to talk about how things have changed in Nigeria. Back in the day, your parents would tell you, go to school, graduate, become a lawyer, banker, engineer. What else did they used to drum into our heads back then? Doctor. My friend's son is a doctor. You must be a doctor. And then, you know. But this is 2022. In fact, as they are giving birth to the child, and the child is saying, wee, can detect musical notes harmonizing from the womb. So some are already planning music lessons for that baby because whiskey has blown. 30 BGs everywhere. Everybody wants to be a singer. But today we're going to find out whether singing is something that you might want to, take a back seat on and pick another side hustle or even make it a main hustle within the music industry. And that's why I'm so glad that we're here, because the music industry is growing. People are not just singing, they're writing songs. Say that again. Okay. People are doing all sorts of things, and that's just to tell you that there's money in this business, in the music industry. So it is with great pleasure that I welcome the team lead, Makemusic Lagos, Adiola Akiemi, to share with us the welcome address and also to give us an insight as to the journey of Makemusic Lagos and why they have decided to be a part of World Music Day and making sure that the music industry in Nigeria is blooming. Please give her a round of applause.
So I hear... So they said I should climb to the stage. Media, am I correct? Okay. Alrighty. Good morning, everyone. I'm so delighted to have you all here. Thank you so much for honoring us and honoring our invitation to have you here. Thank you to our panelists. Can we put that together for our amazing panelists? Thank you so much as well for everyone who is here. We're so delighted to have you. I recognize a few people from online. So I recognize them from either putting in their entry for the My Song Is Your Song or any of the other events. I will explain that in a bit. So what is Makemusic Lagos? So I think my people used to say that in my former life, I was a teacher. So I'd like to ask, does anyone know what Makemusic Lagos is? You have an idea? We've been around for this is the 7th year. So, I mean, at least some of us here should know something about Makemusic Lagos. Does anyone know, before I give my introduction, what Makemusic Lagos is? Let me see if I have some prizes to give out today. Anyone? Who wants to win my prize? Should I come randomly? Oh, someone. Okay, okay. Okay. I recognize Mr. Wale. David Adeyemi or something. Great. My memory is very good.
Makemusic Lagos is the celebration of World Music Day here in Lagos and across Nigeria, and put together by a couple of organizations as the CSR. So it's a series of events where you get to learn how to DJ, you get to learn how to write songs, you get to learn how to worship and sing, and then there's a music business conference, and at the end of it, there's a shutdown concert.
Capital again for Wale, you have my prize. So, all right. Anyone ever participated in Makemusic Lagos before? Either you attended a music business conference. So yes, what did you participate in? Oh, music business last year. Thank you. Anyone else? My Song Is Your Song. Yes. My Song Is Your Song, and it was an amazing. Yeah, sure. I would explain those things shortly. Anyone else? Performance, yes, at one of the concerts. Okay, so I'm sure those of us that this is our first time you're hearing My Song Is Your Song, learn to play, learn to DJ, worship, and you're wondering what it is. So Makemusic Lagos is a celebration of the World Music Day. Makemusic, 2016, Lagos joined the Global Makemusic Alliance with headquarters in New York. We joined that alliance to bring the celebration of the World Music Day to Nigeria. That was the first time. So the Makemusic Day is actually a French festival called Fête de la Musique. It started about 40 years ago. This is actually the 40th year of that celebration. But prior to the alliance, we started about 20 years ago, it was celebrated only in France and French-speaking countries. So the Makemusic Alliance wanted to spread that celebration beyond just France and French-speaking countries to other cities, and then they started an alliance encouraging people to celebrate the World Music Day in their community. In 2016, Lagos joined that celebration, and we organized the first Makemusic event. So Makemusic event, like I said, is the celebration of the World Music Day, and it's multiple events. So you will hear you're wondering how all these events are happening. It's actually multiple events around the city of Lagos on the World Music Day and around any celebrating city. So if you have Make Music New York, Make Music Boston, Make Music UK, Brazil, and so you have multiple events. So unlike other concerts where you have only headliners on the stage, you know how us young and upcoming artists, very talented, usually struggle to get a spot to perform at those events. So Make Music differentiates itself in that you have multiple events across the city that is organizing, and so anyone and everyone can participate regardless of where you are in your journey as a musician. So whether you have blown or blowing or yet to blow, you can participate. And of course, what we also have is, apart from the concerts, which is the performances, we have opportunities for artists to collaborate. So we have events like My Song Is Your Song. So My Song Is Your Song is a global song exchange. It's organized by the Makemusic Alliance, where an artist who has recorded a song will submit their song and get to perform the song of another artist, any other participating city in the world. Then we also have other collaborating and learning events like the Learn to Play, the Learn to DJ. So one question that people ask us is, how do you guys organize so many events on one day or within a range of days? It's because of partners and collaborators. So because it's a community event, we encourage anyone and everyone to participate, from the artists to our panelists who are stakeholders in the industry, to DJs who want to teach people how to DJ, to music education, music schools who would teach people how to play an instrument. This year, we're going to Pasheli School of the Blind and Little Saints Orphanage to give them free music lessons as part of the World Music Day celebration. And this is, the reason we're able to do this is because of our partners, our music educators who support us to make this happen. So that's what Make Music is. This year, we're having over 40 events across the city of Lagos and other cities in the world. Put your hands together for us. So the Make Music Alliance challenged us in 2020, just before the pandemic. We didn't know the pandemic was going to happen, to tell us that, you guys have done well in Lagos. Nigeria is 200 million people with 36 states and multiple communities. Can you spread it? And I'm like, even this Make Music Lagos has been a struggle. We're trying to, because we do this collaboration and partnership, so it's been a lot of work, and it's a very small team that organizes it. So we then decided, okay, fine, let's put out the word and see if anyone will be interested. Lo and behold, we opened the floodgate, as my colleagues will say, and then this year we have Abuja, we have Owerri, we have Akwa Ibom. We have 6 events in Akwa Ibom, actually. We have about 5 events in Abuja. We have OAU. Yes, I think those are the cities that we have, and we're so happy to see that everyone is able to join us. So also to speak about what Make Music is, so the organizing team does not organize everything in Make Music. We are like an advocate group, encouraging people to organize Make Music events. So if you wanted to organize an event in your community, whether it's a music education event, collaboration, performances, all you need to do is reach out to us, and then we'll add your event to the Make Music platform and promote it generally. However, we're passionate about a few things, and it's the Music Business Conference. One of the things that we're passionate about is Music Business Conference. Over the last 7 years, we've given artists, and we have had the opportunity of having close to 1,000 artists and bands on our platforms. Nigeria always, and you ask me, 1,000, that's a lot. Am I exaggerating? No. Nigeria always champions events like the My Song Is Your Song. It's a global event, but as they say, Nigeria never carries last. So every year, you find that Nigerian artists are usually the most to submit the content. So this year, we had 179 entries for the My Song Is Your Song. That's already how many artists? That's already 179 artists, and we've done it for the past 3 years. And of course, a couple of years ago, we partnered with a restaurant who gave us multiple venues, and we had about, I think, 12 venues in Lagos, with each venue having about 15 artists and bands performing. That's over 150 artists in one Make Music event. So yes, we have worked with over 1,000 artists. We have had over 1,000 performances on the Make Music platform. But one of the things that we realize is, after the artists come and perform, or do the My Song Is Your Song, or learn to DJ, or learn to play, or we do the New Music Marathon, what else? What happens after that? We need something that's a bit long-lasting, something a bit more impactful. And then we started the Music Business Conference. Because what we realized is the artists will say, oh, I want to perform. And then after they perform, they still have a lot of questions that only us cannot answer. And then we decided that the Music Business Conference is an avenue for music creatives, artists, producers, and anyone in that music space to learn how to do the business of music. Because one of the reasons why artists struggle to survive is because they don't know the business of, we are creative, that's not a problem. But the business of music, if you don't know it, you're going to be shortchanged. Any artist you see succeeding right now, it's either they know the business of music or somebody who is working with them knows the business of music. I hope you agree with me. There is no successful artist that you see today that either they don't know the business of music or somebody around them doesn't. There is no one like that. And we have some of those record label executives here who will tell us how they're able to make their artists succeed. And that's why we started the music business. And I hope that today you will collaborate. We have sessions where you can, network and meet new people. I hope that you will learn something. And I hope that these sessions will be impactful. What I will ask of you is open your mind, open your heart, learn as much as you can, and then feel free to, don't be shy to ask any question. That's the reason why we organized today. Don't be shy to ask any question, to get any clarification, to walk up to someone that you've always wanted to meet and then ask a question. The distance between you and your next big break or your next opportunity is information. Information and connection. Even the connection is information because that person is going to tell you what to do or to get where you're going to. So I just want to encourage you today to open your mind, open your heart, have a good time, relax. There's food. We have vendors outside. Have a good time, relax. I want to also use this opportunity to thank our partners and people who've been supporting us over the years. We'll have a vote of thanks later, but I just want to thank our organizers. Our MC will also thank them. They make this happen. I'm sure you guys know that to put this together, no matter how much collaboration you get, you will still need money. So they make all of this happen. Thank you so much for being here. Enjoy today.
Thank you so much, Adiola Akinyemi. She's the team lead, Make Music Lagos. She's one of the reasons why we're all here. And as you can see, Make Music Lagos will very soon become Make Music Nigeria. And that's a beautiful thing. And she said one thing that I'm going to take away. The next opportunity or the next thing or the next, step towards securing the bag could be right here. You never can tell. If you are joining us for the first time, you're just walking in, this is Music Business Conference organized by Make Music Lagos, and it's a platform whereby people can connect, interact, and also learn how to make their music pay. Now we're going to get straight into the business at hand, and one of the first sessions we're going to have will be about monetizing the music. Before I introduce the panelists, the people that will be engaging us on this particular topic, I want to encourage us, if we're taking pictures, if we're sharing videos online, to please use the hashtag #MakeMusicLagos. That's #MakeMusicLagos. And also the hashtag Music Business Conference. Let people feel jealous that they're missing out. Let people understand that there is a good thing why you are not where they are and that you're where you are right now. So please, if you haven't taken that selfie, you can take it now, and please add the hashtag #MakeMusicLagos, hashtag Music Business Conference. And the beautiful thing is you can make this a memory by going to the back, and you can get a Make Music Lagos merch, t-shirts, and everything that would show that you were present at this event. So you can go right there and get your Make Music Lagos merch, buy, and of course, be a part of the Make Music Lagos, events. So once again, welcome to Make Music Lagos Music Business Conference. We're going to go straight to the first panel, and as I said earlier on, is monetizing your music. We have a great set of panelists in this session. I'll start by introducing Chioma Onochukwu. She's the head of TuneCore West and East Africa. Please welcome to the stage. Thank you very much. Keep clapping, please. Thank you. It's a sort of encouragement. Thank you very much. And we also have Jem Oduma, who is the label manager at Universal Music. Just have a seat. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. Also, we have Ekunwe Edward, who's from Maven Records. A round of applause, please. Thank you very much. Ogaga Sakwaide, head executive Brothers Records. Please come on stage. Mobolaji Caxton Martins from Slice Media. Thank you. And this session will be moderated by Mr. Akinyemi Anyolua, who is the partner, High Tower Solicitors and Advocates. So they're going to be talking about monetizing your music. Money, money, money. And how to make your music pay. So please pay attention. And if there are questions to be asked, make sure you note them down. And we'll take the Q&A session right after the session kicks off, or ends rather. Thank you very much.
Good day, everyone. It's such a pleasure to be here, and I'm blessed to sit with a lot of very, very important personalities here. Please, another round of applause that this is happening with. Also, I'm thankful that the turnout, is also commendable, and I believe at the end of the day, everyone is here to have an impartation. I'm speaking like a preacher now, but all we need is a seed to be planted in our minds, and we'll be able to act on it. If you're excited to be here, another round of applause. So today we are here to talk about the money. Of what use is it being talented, and at the end of the day, when your story is done, there isn't anything to show in terms of getting paid. And if you're a Nigerian, you know what the economy is saying now. You want to make sure that for every resource or your time that you invest, something is coming back. Also, I believe investors in music and practitioners in music are also interested in getting to the money fast. There are many, many talented people in Nigeria, and investors are streaming in to cash in on what this buzz about Afrobeat is. And I believe with our deliberations today, a lot of things will be examined, and that would shape how we approach getting paid in the music business. Now, I would like to go to some of the biggest players in the space. Maven is in the building. If you know Maven, a round of applause, please. So, Veda is from Maven. I would like to throw this question at you. Then after you go at the question, the chairman from Universal would also... No fear, no fear. The question is easy. So, for you as a big player in the Nigerian music space, what does it mean to sign up talent with the expectation of getting paid, like getting to the money fast? I know you've been in the space for about 10 years. Your company celebrated 10 years recently. And I know you've been very, very careful at signing up talent. And I believe one of your goals would be, how soon can we turn over our investment? How soon can we make money? So what does it mean for your company?
Hello, everyone. So basically, when you go into the music business, when you go into music, you definitely want to make returns, right? And as a company, we've realized that a lot of people just rush into it. A lot of artists feel like, oh, I can sing now, so I want to put out music immediately. But at Maven, what we've realized is it's better to develop this talent, and that's why we have an academy. We've decided to spend more time developing this talent to find out what we can tag as a marketable asset, about that talent. So you find out that everybody, we believe everybody and every talent should have a unique selling point. So if you feel like you can sing and you just want to put out music immediately, you may not exactly be highlighting what is specific or different about you. So we've decided that we feel like developing yourself, finding what is marketable about you would help you make money in the long run. So you can take a year to develop a talent, and when you find out what that uniqueness about that talent is, you can find yourself making money a year after you launch that talent. You can find yourself making money 6 months after. You can find yourself making money 4 years after. Yeah.
Thank you very much. That is coming from a very, very knowledgeable place, because I don't think any company in Nigeria has been able to churn out, amazing top-tier talent in the last 3 years. A round of applause for, Maven Records. Shout out. So, Mr. Gam, I know Universal is, one of the biggest players in the music business globally. In Nigeria, how do you how do you sign up talents? What do you look out for? And what is that defining factor before Universal Nigeria comes into the picture?
Okay, when it comes to signing talent and music business in its entirety, you have to understand that it is a long-term project. It's never a case of putting the money here and money pops from the other side. So when you're signing a talent, you have to first identify that this person is talented. I mean, the talent is the ultimate thing. But then talent also comes in very raw forms. So you see a kid that's super talented, but you see that there's also a lot of work to be done on this, which brings me back to what Veda mentioned about artist development. Most times artist development takes a very long time. He said 1 year, sometimes more than 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Artists are very impulsive. From many years of working with artists, I've realized that they are very impulsive people. Most times they just enter the studio, record the music, and they feel like, oh, my, this is going to tear everywhere. But when you make critical assessment of this music, you realize that it's a far shoot from what is in their head. So when it comes to signing a talent, identify that this person is talented, then note down what works need to be done. Sometimes the work is not in the music, it is in their personality. You have to define, oh, what kind of person is this person? Does his music match his person? Or do we need to finesse his personality in order to be able to profit from not just his music, but also brands and other aspects?
Thank you very, very much. For those who don't know, Ogagus has been a talent manager / publicist, A&R, and many other things. And I've known him for like a decade working in music. And Ogagus is pretty much responsible for Chike's breakthrough. Together with Chike, you know, breaking an independent artist when you don't have a bottomless pit of cash can be very, very difficult. So my question is to Ogagus, how's the journey been? I think you've had like a fantastic run. During the lockdown was, I think, the major turning point for Chike. I might be wrong. So how has the journey been from collaborating with a former finalist of, was it The Voice?
I think it was the Voice.
The Voice.
Yes,
So
The Voice.
collaborating with a finalist from The Voice and you guys working together, you know, all through that time to monetizing his talent and now having an enjoyable run. Because we can see it, because there's a new Benz. There can't be a Benz without monetization. So, Gagus, let's have your take.
Okay, so the question is how...
The question is, you know, you and Chike working from when there was no Benz till...
You know the funny thing, I'm going to say, let's just say like as an artist, the thing that probably drew me to working with an artist like Chike, working with an artist, just because I just saw sheer determination to succeed. I've known this artist from afar, and it kept coming for, oh, how can I do this? How can I do this? How can I do this? And you're your own, and this, and the artist is recording music, and you're wondering, how is this guy getting funding? Like, this money could have been used to buy a car, would have been used to probably go on a trip, would have been used to buy clothes, but at the time that was probably homeless and maybe carless, and was able to record a full body of work. And I think the most important thing was, like my co-panelists talk about, was artist development. I think in that period before the album was released, when he was recording music, he probably developed his sound to what he was comfortable sounding like, or what he wanted to tell. And most importantly, he listens. So if I say we are going to do this, like he might grumble a bit, but at the end of the day, I think the best trait of Chike working with an artist like Chike is listen. He listens. If we say we are going to do this, they're like, okay, let's go. Maybe now he's more trusting, because after 1, 2, 3, 4, there are successes. But I say he listens, but not many artists that are independent, or not many record labels that are independent will listen to what an A&R is going to say. I've worked with some record label where the financier will tell you that what you are saying is bullshit. The person that is paying for the music video, that is going to pay for production, what they think, what their friends like is what is going to go. So no matter how you are saying, no, this is what suits the artist more, they're going to say, no, this is what I feel because I'm the one bringing the money. So I'm grateful that it's not easy to see. Even artists that probably don't even have money, they are even resistant to opinion of A&R, of managers. So because it listens, I think that's the greatest truth, and it has been a decent journey. It has been a decent journey.
Thank you very, very much. So, like Ogagus said, I know there are many, many talented people that will get to watch or that are in the room already. One thing I always tell all my clients is talent is just like 1 out of 10 things you need to build a successful career. You mentioned it was always investing in himself. The money was making from, I think, acting. Yeah, could have gone into many other things. And I tell all my record label clients as well, if the talent is not investing in himself, I do not think you should invest, because I believe the talent should want it more than anybody else. Someday, the manager would leave the talent. Someday, the record label will leave the talent. But it is the talent, if they are successful at the end of the day, they will be the biggest beneficiaries. The funny thing is, when an artist is even long gone, maybe stops creating music, or when they are dead, the music is still alive, and the music is still able to generate thousands and thousands of royalty money or even licensing fees. So that is something to take. If you're a talent in the room, you have to actually partner with people like Ogagus. I remember when Ogagus was always disturbing everywhere online, telling everybody Chike is the best. And now we have more believers. So same thing, if you're a record label owner as well, you need to be guided by opinions of people who are knowledgeable in the business. So thank you very, very much. So I'll go to Chioma. And my question is easy. You know, after creating this amazing body of work, it is good that you put the work in front of people that would appreciate it. So I wanted to just briefly tell us why we should look to companies like, you know, your company, TuneCore. I'm also a champion for always not sitting on your hands waiting for people to come help you out. I think in year 2022, the resources are there for anybody who wants to take the time to really do the work, to, you know, to use your platform. I would like that you share, you know, why should we go with TuneCore, the TuneCores of this world?
Yeah, no, so particularly for independent musicians, indie labels, or independent managers, in the world that we are now, there is no, for instance, selling of music like physically, so CDs is there, but there's a change happening now where we're streaming music, you're downloading from the likes of an iTunes and stuff. And the beauty about that, if you see a lot of our artists now who are going international, is because of their music being available on these platforms. So it's a huge way for you to not only gain fans, you know, get discovered internationally, not just locally. I know streaming is still picking up here, but you have more established market that it's taking off of. So why would you just go and drop your music with all these roadside sellers and just be maybe a local champion somewhere, especially if you want to, like we say, blow? You know, so you need to put yourself out there. You have, like, so for instance, social media. Let's step away from musicians now. Let's say creators, the comedians, YouTubers, or whatever. They're using social media, and they're getting discovered not just at home, but, you know, all over the world. So you as an independent artist, I don't know what your ultimate goal is. Maybe you're making music for fun, do you understand, just to make small money, or you want to blow like the rest of them here. You need to put your music on these streaming platforms. Do you understand? And the way you do that is with, like, the likes of a TuneCore that allows you to get your music. Because we know, like, how many years back, it was almost impossible for you to get your music on streaming platforms. You know, typically you might need to be with one major label or something. But that's where you have the likes of a TuneCore, a distributor like that, that makes it easy for you to do it on your own. You know, and there are artists who maybe, because I've encountered quite a bit of them, like I would say the likes of someone like Sinach. Sinach is a TuneCore artist, and she's like she's the biggest gospel singer. Do you understand? We have in Nigeria, and she's global. Go look at her song, Waymaker, on YouTube. Like I checked, I think it was last night, it's crossed, I think, over 100 million views on YouTube. Let's not get into her Spotify numbers. Someone like her, she's always wanted to remain independent. You know, we have a parent company believe that it gives you more opportunity as an artist. If you're gaining traction, they can do more for you, you know. Artist supports, give you more label services. And we wanted to see if she would be interested in that. And she's like, no, she wants to remain with you because she likes being independent. And that's the case. You find artists who would rather, you understand, remain independent because maybe because of creative control, or they want to own 100% of, you know, their royalties, which is something we offer you because our model is subscription. You know, you subscribe now. I don't know if you're aware, but we've changed our pricing. It's no longer per release. It's now you pay once a year and you have unlimited, you know, releases. This is us making room to accommodate as many people as we can, you know, and to, you know, provide value. So it's up to you. Like you might choose to, you know, remain independent because you want to maintain creative control. Maybe you're wary of labels. I mean, labels are good, but some people don't have the understanding of, at the end of the day, label is an investor. They need to see something. Do you understand? So you can't expect, oh, they give you grand contract and then you're shaking. Some people rather would, you know, they don't want to have that kind of, you know, relationship where there's a rev share. Maybe they want to keep everything for themselves. They prefer working and having control. So, you know, these are just some of the advantages for, you know, the independent artist. So you just pick what works for you. There's a plethora of choices for you, really.
So I think
I want to say
Ogagus wanted to
something.
chime in.
I just want to say Chike's Bow of Bullets was released via Tunko. I think it's still on Tunko.
And then you abandoned me.
I'm not abandoned because the album is still
No,
on
but
Tunko.
that's the thing. You
the album was
find-
released on Tunko. It's
Yeah.
still on Tunko.
It is still on Tunko.
And at that point where Chike was there, maybe no other label would have given him the opportunity to invest in the music. But hence, as an independent artist, you don't need to die chasing quote unquote who you feel will give you more services. There are places like Tunco where you can just go and do the magic.
Interesting take. It's always good to, you know, have that kind of opportunity as your landing, as your springboard. So you're able to. I'm sure you've gotten a bigger deal now from from humble beginnings.
I will face you
with
later.
Tunco. So Choma is not happy there. So I would like to come to Mr. Bolaji, and I know for a fact that just placing music on those platforms is never enough. I believe that the music is the most important currency in dealing in the business, but at the same time, the attention you get or whatever traffic you're able to funnel to the music is also very, very important. And you are adept at, you know, grabbing attention. For example now, if 1 million people know that you're able to do something, you have better luck and advantage than if 10,000 people know they're able to do something. Same thing if you're releasing music and already you are sure that immediately the music is published, 1 million people would rush to the music. So as a marketing and branding expert working in Nigeria, what have been your experience, you know, working with Nigerian talent? How has it been like? Are they very receptive of the idea to do this thing proper, or many times they just want to like do it themselves, and then when they are caught in a bind, then they run back to people like you to help them?
Okay, thanks, Akemi. I mean, we're discussing about monetizing music, so securing the bag. How do you make money from your music? It's almost like every other business that you have. You're a talent, you want to go out there and, you know, make it, but you're competing with other people, right? So you're not the only musician. You're not the only one singing the genre that you're singing. There are options available to the audience out there. How do you, so the marketing starts from the beginning, right? So even what you decide to call yourself in the first instance is part of your brand, right? So how do you, from that inception stage, create a brand that is attractive to people? People are going to love your music, but they want to know who's behind the music as well. So what sort of personality have you designed for yourself that would get the attention of the people that you want? At the end of the day, you see musicians saying, I mean, as one of the ways that you want to secure the bag, everybody's rushing for brand ambassadorships and the like, right? And the likes, right? So although some of my colleagues in the marketing industry basically just go out there to look for musicians who have the biggest star power and then they sign you up. But as we progress, as we proceed, I think you'd see more and more brands being very discerning about the sort of artists that they endorse. First off, the values have to be the same with the artists that they're endorsing. Some brands have gotten into trouble for endorsing some particular artists just by going by, oh, they have a lot of fans, they have a lot of followers, and then they have to cancel the deals maybe a year or 2 years after. We've seen such examples in the country. Back to your question, I think maybe because the marketing industry didn't do enough work to sell their services to musicians. We focused basically on your Coca-Colas and the likes, where they thought they were making a lot of money, but we all know the sort of money that the music industry is bringing into the country today. I think right now is a good time for that responsibility to be working within the marketing industry. Also, what we've seen is the musicians did not wait. They went ahead and, I'll do it myself. And if I run into trouble, if I get into any crisis, then I'll go and look for a publicist or come back to a PR company. But the more successful they get, the more they understand why their brands are important and why they need to speak to a brand consultant or a brand expert. And we've seen that those who pay more attention to their brand, those who even start their brand early on, right? They have a better chance of breaking through.
Thank you very much. So I would like to put you on the spot. What Nigerian musician do you think has branding or marketing really well set up? Like, you always look at that artist and you're like, man, this is an amazing example.
That's really putting me on the spot, right? I think Asha has a great brand. I tell people, you walk into a GT Bank and you're in that dead man door and you're listening to the music, and it takes you a while before you realize, oh, this is Asha I'm listening to, right? So in terms of, the artists that have been able to sell their brand really well and develop a good brand and stuck to it, being consistent with that brand as well, I think Asha has a good brand. I think Wizkid also has a good brand, but I'll stop there.
Thank you very much. So my question is to Veda again, because I'm a big fan of, beyond just being a music lawyer, I'm also a big fan of music. And when I see Maven pick up somebody, I always give the talent the benefit of the doubt, like, Don Jazzy has seen something again. So my question is this. The journey of a talent, you made mention of if they discover themselves on time, like within a year they could pop. Don't you think there's the risk of, just being in the spotlight, like, in such a short time? I understand as an investor, I want to make back the money. Like, to break an artist in Nigeria, we know it's not cheap. Except if the song goes viral, you really have to do a lot of investing, recording music with the best record producers, collaborating with the best songwriters, and then trying to, shoot nice pictures, nice videos. But don't you think there's a risk that could also touch the money if somebody just appears on the scene and goes full throttle just in the first year or in the second year?
To speak to that, I'd say that's why there's a development process, right? And when you develop an artist, you're not just, well, I can't speak for every label, but at Maven, we don't just develop the music. The music is one part of the business. There's your performance ability, there's your brand, there's your star power. There's we have a lot of things that go into it, So, and, in order to make money from the music business, there are a couple of boxes you need to check. I'd say the risk of losing money is less when you have most of these boxes checked. It's a risk in general, It's a risk in general, but the risk is less when you have most of these boxes checked. If you have an artist who, a short example, when we were developing IRA, I remember way back in 2020 when the pandemic just hit, we were even in the studio trying to create it. We all had to go home. She'd be at home sending me like songs that she just recorded, just via voice notes to my phone, and I'll listen. I'll be like, "Oh, this is dope," or "How about you change this line?" And she would go back and rework it and come back. And then we got to the studio. She had a couple of songs. We're like, "Oh, these are good, but they don't seem like the songs that need to go out now." She went back into the studio and created some more. We made sure we worked on her brand, her physical appearance, her style, just to make sure that we convey the right message. So I think if you tick all these boxes, another thing is in that period of time of development, you can tell when there's an artist, you can tell when the artist will get, should I say, power drunk or not, because artists do get to that point. But during the development process, because obviously with a brand like Maven, there are some things that you'll be exposed to, working with the biggest producers, working with international artists. You are FaceTiming a global superstar because, you're with a brand like Maven. So all those things, over a period of time, you can tell when this artist will get power drunk, and you can let the key thing is to communicate to them that your team is your team, and everything around you is possible because of the team effort. It's not just your effort. Your music is one part of it. And that's why every successful artist, if you check, even Drake still talks about riding with his day ones till now, because every successful artist knows that the team that understands you, and by team, I mean not yes men, the team that will tell you the truth would always ride for you. And when it gets to that point, obviously, when you invest in an artist, you put the artist out. If all the boxes are checked, artist is a superstar, you start making money, after some time. When you start making enough money, I feel like there's a contract you get in place. So if an artist chooses to move on after the contract, great. But if they don't, you will continue with your business. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So, Ogagus, yeah? I know there are many avenues to make money now. But in Nigeria, what do you deem as like the number one, the number two, the number three, or 4, 5, 6? Like, can you just give us like a quick scan through your bank details, like, oh, this is how we got, we made this money from publishing, we made this money from our catalog, we made this money on the road. Do you pay attention to all the different streams by which, as a label executive and as a talent manager, how you make money?
This question is you're putting me on the spot. But
no, not your personal business per se.
I'll say an artist to make. I'm going to say most likely live performances and touring, because even before Bob Builders was dropped, because of the artists that I know that they have singles but get paid to perform. It might be you're covering someone else's song. It might be you're singing a song that is relatively unknown, but you're getting paid. So
we should put live performances as number one.
I'm going to put live performances and touring as number one, because if I'm a record label, like you are putting in Nigeria, a record label investor, I believe that for me to recoup, I'm going to put in live performances. And the artists I work with, I'm privileged to have live performances almost every other day. So
the bread is sure.
So I'm going to put after live performance, we're going to go to maybe royalties from streaming, publishing, maybe merchandising. But I think I'm going to put those three: performances, royalties, publishing, and we're going to go down from there.
Thank you very much. So, Mr. Gem, you're next. The question is, we know for you to have a big splash, how much will it take any investor in this room to invest in pushing a song? Most of the time, if the song is not a viral piece on TikTok or on Instagram, on Twitter, you have to do a lot of investment. Can you just help us with like roughly how much you might need to invest in the Nigerian music market to maybe break a song, so people can appreciate? I think, Veda, you can also shed some light after he takes a stab at it.
I was really hoping you won't ask this question.
Yeah, so I want people to understand it.
Because it's a crazy and tough one. First, to exist in our market, you have to fight a lot of norms. You have to fight a lot of norms. You are grazing palms, you are paying people to get your songs played. So it's not even funny. It's not like an organized market where once you reach out to certain bodies,
Music bloggers, yeah.
promoters, they are willing to, take up the music. This time you have to pay and pay heavily. And the payment system, payola system is very competitive in our market. So it is who pays the highest that gets played the highest. And that's the craziest thing about this market. So saying to put money to it.
So we can't even have like a ballpark number like.
Bro, promotion budgets runs in hundreds of millions. I am not even joking. Yes.
Gabs, do you have something to say? Yeah, for you to make the money, you have to invest sometimes.
The money, I'm not even joking you, like it runs in hundreds of millions, except for where you have viral songs. So there are songs that organically, without you even doing much, they pick up and run with that pace. And then what you just have to do is reinforce the promotions. But if you have to pick up a song, an average song, and work it religiously to hit the limelight, my brother, the budget in Africa would scare you. And the most scary thing about putting so much money in our market is because ours is not a fully monetized market. There are still a lot of loopholes. We are people who are coming from years of downloading free music from blogs. So that blogs came after CD piracy, where you just give a marketer in Alaba and they must produce as many as they will and just give you a little money. And then when internet sensation became a thing, the blogs picked it up and started pirating in place of Alaba music. So we're still working on getting really paid for our music. So like Ogagos mentioned, live performance is still anybody's best shot if you are banking on African markets, because most of the people who even